Okay, in this tutorial, we are going to trace the ship. And one thing I really want you to take away from this tutorial is to make sure that you uh, do each part individually. Don't try to trace the entire ship with one trace. That'll cause a lot of problems. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the bottom part, the main part of the ship. And you can see it's fairly straight, so I'm going to make it easy and just go straight for these clicks. And then here is a curve, so I'm going to hold the mouse down and drag slightly. And then the bottom part is a simple click. And then going across is a click. And then the front part has a little bit of a curve. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the front of the ship. And I can, by the way, this fill color, if you hit this little dash, that makes it fill with no color, so none. I'm going to take the white arrow and nudge this with the arrow keys to get the curve right, get it a little better. And now I could do this one too, up, down, left, right, whatever you feel is best. And then take the eyedropper tool, and now I could select the actual color of the boat, and you'll see that the fill color is now filled with that. And you could give it a stroke color of black, that is the outline. Oops, and it went white. I don't know why it does that sometimes. So I'm going to pick black again, and let's see if it turns black. Yeah, it did. And you could also, let me see, window and stroke, and you could like change the outline really big or really thin, okay? And so there we have that part of the boat. These parts look like they're going to be really simple. These are like tall, long rectangles with rounded corners. I'm going to go ahead and rounded rectangle tool, and I'm just going to see if I could attempt to do this. Oop, it's not, wasn't making it right. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of move that into place. And obviously I didn't make it the right height, but there's a lot of different ways I could handle this. What I want to show you is that if I select these bottom points, I could one by one move them up, or I could drag around multiple points. Since I didn't accidentally drag anything else, I could just kind of move that up. And I'm going to copy and paste this one and move it over to the right. Edit, copy, edit. Now let me show you this. I could paste in front, and it'll put it in the exact same place. So now if I use the arrow keys on the keyboard, look, I had two because I pasted in front and went right in front of the other one. And I'm going to move that into place. And then I'm also going to do that again because I need a third one. So edit, paste. How about a paste in back this time? So it's going right behind the first one I copied. And let's move this into place. Okay, now, obviously they're sticking out in front of the boat. So I can go object, arrange, and send backward, and it's going to go back one step. And there's like a hierarchy of objects on screen. And that won't send it far enough back because I've got this one was built after this one, then after this. So I'd have to send it backwards, I think, 2 times to get behind there, 3 times. So what I'm going to do instead is grab this piece, and I'm going to go object, arrange, bring to front. And then it went in front of the other pieces. Okay, I could real quickly do these parts. Since I've already copied before, I could still go edit, paste. And you could rotate while you have the black arrow. If your cursor changes to like a rotation tool and you hold shift, it'll go in perfect, I think 45-degree angles. And now I'm going to hold shift and shrink it down a little bit. And probably, let's just resize this thing down to approximately the right size. And let's see, I can't see behind there, okay. And now I'm going to need to send this one in front of that. So I could do that a bunch of different ways. I could just go object, arrange, send backward, and you can see on the keyboard it's control in the left bracket. So I could just do that again. Did it go far enough back? Nope, it didn't. So let's see how many times it did it. Did it once, arrange, send backward. Okay, it was just 2 times, and it's behind that part of the ship there now. And so I'm going to copy, Control C, Control V on the keyboard, and move it into place and use the arrow keys and okay. And these parts are fairly easy. I'm going to hold Alt now, and if you drag something holding Alt, it duplicates it. Hopefully you have the sound on or you have my subtitles on the video so you actually caught that. So I'm going to hold the Alt key on my keyboard and drag this, and it will duplicate it. Okay? Now, how about we do this? Let's just group all of these pieces together. I'm going to hold Shift, and if I hold Shift, I could select multiple objects. Okay? And I'm going to go Object Group. So now that's all one thing. Okay? And I'm going to go Object Arrange, Send Backward. Did that go far enough? Nope. Object Arrange, Send Backward again. Object Arrange, Send Backward. How about I pull these in front? You know, Object Arrange. What I'm going to actually do is go watch this. One step all the way. Whoop. Object Arrange, Send to Back. And now it's actually behind this image. So now I'm going to take the image and send it to the back. Object Arrange, Send to Back. Okay, that was a faster way of doing it. Okay, now the sails. Okay, the sails. Let's see, how are we going to do the sails? So I'm going to take this pen tool again, and let me swap this so I have an outline color that's black. Whoops. And I'm going to change this to no fill color, and I'm going to zoom in while I trace this first sail. Okay, so I'm going to click the starting point here, and I'm going to go quickly because of this video. I don't want it to be too long, and I'm going to have a lot of altering I'm going to need to do, which I might have to do while I'm not recording because it might take a little bit of time being meticulous here. And maybe make an extra point up here, and then make the original point. I should have dragged and I didn't. So I'm going to have to click this white arrow and bump it up, and then here I could, you know, alter and change things. And so off screen I'll probably do this stuff because I don't want to make the video too long. So yeah, you do have to be a little meticulous to get your tracings just right if you want to make it look exactly like the one you're duplicating. But the cool thing about this whole process is that you can alter things later when you, right now I want you to be strict and try to make it exactly the same, but when you're doing your own artwork, you could use something as a guide and then really change it quite a bit, put different sails on it, maybe make the whole look different, the masks look different, but you at least got started with a base in case, you know, maybe drawing isn't your forte. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this other sail on the other side. And let me see, right about, yeah, just go here and then there. And it's pretty straight actually. And then what I'll do is just bump this one up. And your tracing pattern might go a little different than mine, but that's okay as long as you get it done. And again, you could go through there and clean these up the way you need to take care of it. Okay, so there we have that. And I'm going to fill these in with the appropriate color real quick. So I'm going to select this one. You got to be real careful to click right on the edge of it so that you can select. I'm holding Shift and I'm selecting them both. And I'm going to click the sail. So I have the sail color, and then I'm going to give it an outline color of black. And once again, it, for some reason, didn't pick the right color first. And then I'm going to make them really thin. Go 0.5. Okay, and that's probably too thin. So let's just bump it back up. Okay, and so I've done that much, and you can go ahead and do the final two sails, and I'll leave you on your own to do that. And the lines, okay, so it's real tempting to use the like the line tool for lines like this, but Um, when we transfer over to other programs like Animate, I think it might be safer to actually also trace the lines and have a fill color of black. I'm not sure if it's always the best way to do that, but in my experience, it just seems to work out a little better sometimes when you might need to zoom in, and you could always real easily change how wide your little trace is by using the arrow keys on the keyboard to nudge them up. Okay, so you could actually, have a little bit better looking shapes than just a straight line. And sometimes the line tool has weird effects when you put it into an animation program like Animate, and sometimes the scaling gets off on outlines, and if you accidentally don't click the right buttons to make sure the scaling works properly. So if you trace without any outlines, sometimes that's the best way to go. Okay, so have fun finishing off the ship, and have fun.